crypto queens, yeah, we rising to the top. Richard Hart, pulse chain will never stop. Self-improvement, wealth, we're breaking the mold. Queens of the kingdom, watch us unfold. But need magic, counting millions, moving fast. Charlie 2020, turning art into crypto cash. Man, are bringing NFTs, painting digital dreams. Sammy Chica, Hexa Kid, Aussie pride on the scene. Tam reppin' Richard Hart every day. Evangelist for freedom, changing the game away. Jackie Mean Queen, got the world laughing loud. Harmonic Hexa Kid, singing to crypto crowd.
Queens of the kingdom, crypto in our veins. We own the future, breaking every chain.
Hex and pulse chain, building our wealth.
King Pui, Queen Pui, reigning in stealth.
From the shining city high on the hill,
freedom through the fire, we flexing that skill.
Crypto's our path to self-improvement and gain.
Queens of the blockchain, we're changing the game.
SMO Spider weaving webs across the net. Viber Lindsay teaching how to grow and reset. CC Blonde Texan, crypto crown untied. While SJ traveling, taking crypto to new heights. KTP OG from the land down under. Samantha Yoga Queen, Zen moves like thunder. Ashley Ash, Cosmic Chief on another plane. Sandy Beach spreading love, changing up the game. Jory the network diva, connecting the dots. Rachel the education star, always on top. Crypto culture, a badass, bossing up with pride. Crypto stylist, always fashion by her side. Hot growth of my queen, stacking up her bags. Suzanne the diamond queen, dripping riches like swag. Queen the beauty beast, moving fierce, no delay. Expensive football queen, running plays all day.
Queens of the kingdom, crypto in our veins. We own the future, breaking every chain.
Hex and pulse chain, building our wealth.
King Pui, Queen Pui, reigning in stealth.
From the shining city high on the hill,
freedom through the fire, we flexing that skill.
Crypto's our path to self-improvement and gain.
Queens of the blockchain, we're changing the game.
From Richard Hart's vision to our own crown, crypto queens are rising, we'll never back down. Pulse chain, Hex, DeFi, it's all in our hands. We're breaking the limits, taking over the lands. With King Pui, Queen Pui, we light up the scene. In the shining city, crypto reigns supreme. Queens of the kingdom, forever we strive. Freedom, wealth, and power, we keeping it live. We are the crypto queens, forever standing tall. In the kingdom of blockchain, we answer the call. Wealth, freedom, self-love, we found our way. The queens of crypto are here to stay.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the shit show, you guys. Episode 35. We got our boy Nessy coming on here. He has some NFTs over on Ethereum doing his thing. He's a crypto NFT pioneer. We're excited. You know, obviously that video prior to that was us in Las Vegas kicking up some dust, doing our thing. We're going to Vegas again in March, and music is a big part of it. You know, obviously the more we can network, you know, your network is your net worth, and get other people in the fold as far as just expanding the crypto space. And I believe that music plays an integral part as far as just capturing the culture. And so before I bring Nessy up and our boy Okeechobee, who's also, you know, making NFTs and music. And then, of course, we have our core team founding members, Vets in Crypto and AJ Rip City. I wanted to throw up this video of Nessy, and we'll bring these guys up.
In this play, Richard Hart's the king, leading the way. He stole up the day, golden and grand, for his dear mom in this magical land. King Pui, where memes and DeFi meet. Flush your doubts away, feel the crypto beat. In Pui land, where life is the key. Join the kingdom now, come and see. Train, not lost but found in the kingdom of Pui, where riches are found. Richard Hart reigns with a scepter so bright, turning waste into wealth with all his his might. King Puri, where memes are defining. Flush your doubts away, feel the crypto beat in Puri land where laughter's.
Yes, sir. Let's pull up the crew. Welcome, Nessie. Bam, bam, bam. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? There he be. There he be. Bang, 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 bang.
All right.
What's up?
What's going on, y'all?
Hey, hey. Welcome everyone in chat. Thank you. Really we're just trying to collaborate, you know what I mean? And we've recognized Nessie and your work. You've been out here hustling and grinding and doing your thing. And I think that when it comes to crypto, we want to hear everyone's side of it. But when you capture the culture with, art, music, it's something special because it resonates with people on another level other than just like tokenomics and all these crazy things. And that's kind of where we wanted to have this opportunity to talk with you and just kind of hear your story about life, hear your story about crypto, and just kind of hop into it like that.
For sure. Man, I appreciate you guys having me. And yeah, I'm excited to be on the shit show.
On the shit show, man. Bang, bang. So yeah, man. Tell me, obviously you don't need to dox yourself, but I believe you kind of have said that you're kind of in the Midwest, right? You hail from the Midwest.
Yeah, born and raised in Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
Southwest to be exact. Yeah.
And then what was your, like anything, I see that you bring a lot of maybe your life into crypto. So what's that story been kind of like, as far how did you find crypto, I guess?
Well, I mean, I guess we got to take it all the way back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Basically, I was born and raised in Detroit. And being in Detroit, it's Motown. It's the Motor City. So all is cars, music, and Coney Island. That's pretty much what I was raised on. So it was crazy. Like literally when I walk outside, I wouldn't even need to put on a stereo or anything because there were so many mechanic shops. Like there are mechanic shops on every other block. So I'd go outside one day, I'd hear a lot of Tupac, a lot of DJ Unk, a lot of DJ Quick, a lot of Nate Dogg, a lot of West Coast stuff,
Yeah.
And then I could also go back in my house and I'd hear a lot of gospel music because my parents were super religious, super in the church. So I'd hear a lot of Donnie McClurkin, Kirk Franklin, the Winans, Walter Hawkins, a lot of legends. So music kind of just surrounded me from the beginning. And I just kind of felt like it gave me a voice in a sense, My mom and my dad, like I said, they're super religious. So we were at church 3-4 times a week.
Yeah.
My younger sister, who's 2 years younger than me, is on the spectrum. So she has mild autism with a little bit of Asperger's. So really all the attention went to her growing up, even to the point where sometimes I just had to step up at 9-10 years old, and just be that parent when my parents were working. So a lot of times I felt like my opinion wasn't heard. I felt like people didn't care about it. And that's the main reason why I started making music, was really to just vent. I use it as therapy to just get out however I was feeling. If a situation felt unfair or if I just felt like I wasn't being heard, I just wanted to make music, and tell my story to hopefully motivate the next person. So I did that, started writing about at 8 years old.
Yeah.
I started my first performance and recording around 15. Like I said, my parents were super religious, so I wanted them to be on board with what I was doing. So I started doing Christian rap. I actually knew somebody in my church that had a studio, so we had the opportunity to record, I think, about 3 songs in there, and then had the opportunity as well to perform it at my church. And that was kind of like the first moment where I was like, whoa, I love this feeling of just being on stage and, just giving myself to everybody in the audience and just having that, I don't want to say power, but just having that moment, you know what I'm saying, where people are tuned in to your frequency and tuned in to
Yeah.
what you're trying to project and give off. So from then on, I was just hooked. You know, we would be 15, 16. Basically, a group of my friends I grew up with started a group called Poetic Guerrilla Music. And this was around 2010, 2011. We're literally recording everywhere we can, in bathrooms, in hallways, and cars, like anywhere we could set up a mic, that's where we recorded at. And it was to the point where one of the members in the group, his older brother, was a huge promoter in the city. So we would be able to sneak into these little bars and clubs, what have you, perform like maybe 2 songs, and then we'd have to rush out before like security recognized, like, wait a minute, they're underage. And you know, so it was from that like hustling point when I was young, I was just like, yeah, this is what I'm meant to do. So pretty much from there, I was in the group, like I said, Poetic Guerrilla Music. I decided to go back to making secular music only because when I made Christian music, it was great, but I just felt like I was limited, you know?
Right.
And I feel like God gives us all a choice. And I feel like through my light, I'm still able to show his goodness and his mercy and his grace, you know? So I decided to go to secular music, started performing around the city with PGM, my group, opened up for D12, Obi Trice, had an opportunity to open up for MGK, but
okay,
scam.
Yeah.
And yeah, basically around, I want to say around 2014, 15, I kind of just got to a point where I felt like I was managing a group instead of being a part of one. It felt like I wanted it more than everybody else. And that's no disrespect to any of them, because they all my family. We still talk to this day. We still collaborate. But it just felt like I wanted more. And they were kind of settling. Like we would go set up to record at the houses, and I'd be the one setting up the microphone. I'd be the one making sure, all right, what song we're going to do? Who's going to be on what song? While everybody else pretty much sat in the background, smoking, drinking. Just, you know what I'm saying? There was no urgency to it. There was no importance. So respectfully, I decided to do my own thing. When I was in Poetic Guerrilla Music, I went by Ness, which stood for Never Evade Success. And it's also the last 3 letters of my last name.
Okay.
And when I decided to venture out on my own, I really wanted to keep a part of the Rillas with me, you know, because like they're the ones that helped me. We've been together since damn near birth. So I decided to go by Nessytherilla because a lot of females just started calling me Nessie.
Yeah.
So that kind of just took off on its own. But then like I didn't want to leave the Rilla out of it, you know, because I am a Rilla through and through. So that's how we got the name Nessytherilla. So about 2015, I started to perform around the Midwest, performing at college parties at MSU, U of M, Central. And basically, I found a little home in Bowling Green, Ohio, at Bowling Green State University, where about 2015, I started to host a weekly open mic. There was a lot of talent down at BGSU, but there wasn't really a show to like, you know what I'm saying, cater it all. So what I did is I started hosting an open mic at Grumpy Dave's Bar, and it was amazing. We ran that for about 1.5 years, had so many artists come through, so many moments happen, you know. And for me, honestly, I just saw it as practice. Right. I had a chance to be on stage every week with the mic in my hand, practice all these songs, whether unreleased or already out, you know, and I just got to practice my stage presence while at the same time being able to network with different people that were in the area. You know, I had the opportunity to work with Indian Opinion, who was a rock band out there. So that was pretty cool. I got to work with a lot of groups out there, Doors Down Under, and it was just a great time. You know, it was a really, really great time. I feel like that really developed me as an artist in terms of stage presence and knowing your audience, you know what I'm saying? Like performing with them and not to them in a sense.
I got you.
But basically about 2017, 2018, I started to focus more on home, you know, because like they always say you should start at home and then take it from there. So I had done that before with the group, but not really, because like the scene had kind of changed in the last 5 years. So I decided to focus more on Detroit. Actually partnered up with a company called Crowd Freak, who got me a lot of great opportunities to open up for artists. I don't know if you guys remember or not, but when 6ix9ine was really popping, like really, really popping, I had the opportunity to open up for him in Grand Rapids. I had an opportunity to open up for Chief Keef as well in Grand Rapids, Doja Cat. And, you know, it was just a real blessing just being able to go around the city and people actually knew who I was. Like, it was very humbling. It was very humbling. And it was like, okay, I'm on the right track, you know? Just like people see your growth, you know, there are select individuals that don't want to see that growth.
The haters.
And in Detroit, there is a lot of there's a lot of street politics, if you will.
Yeah.
And if you guys listen to my music, I see music as a highway. I don't just stay in one lane. I like to swerve all around. You know, I'm respectful. I put my blinker on and all that, but you know, I like to swerve through the lane. So once people started hearing me do different types of music and I started to reach a certain level of success, there's a lot of hatred that happened. And I basically just had a moment where I was like, you know what? I've done everything that I could in the city, and it's really time to venture out, you know? So at this moment, I had met a DJ called DJ Kid who had came down to Detroit and met me at a performance. He actually was a DJ out in Windsor, Ontario, and he had a couple residencies as well as his own studio that he was the head engineer at called Mad Studios, where a lot of people have recorded, like the Outlaws, Tupac's The Outlaws, Doggy Pound, like a lot of people. They had the records all on the wall and everything. So I was like, you know what? Let's just keep an open mind and let's try something different. So I ended up going over there about the end of 2018, linking up with him, and it was magic, man. Honestly, like it's nothing like putting yourself in a different environment to really find out more about yourself, you know, and to grow to a certain level where you're like, wow, I never knew I could even do this. So it was really dope. And it was really it was an honor to be over there, man. Shout out to Shad as well, the owner of the studio.
Okay.
So basically from 2018 to 2020, I'm over there. Like I'm over there at least once a week. I'm just recording with them. Did a couple shows at Blanche. Had the honor of having my song Game Time played at midnight on New Year's Eve 2020 in Windsor. And like, man, that moment like kind of lives forever in my like life, because I'm literally standing in VIP. It's like the scene from Paid in Full.
Yeah.
Where they're standing in the club and like all the money's just raining down. They're just looking up and they're like, bro, is this my life now? Like that's what it felt like. Like,
yeah,
it's one thing to create your own music, but to see a club full packed dancing to your music and actually enjoying it, and they don't even know who you are, like, man, that's the highest high for me. You know what I'm saying? No amount of weed or whatever type of drug can reach that.
Right.
Like it's immaculate, man. So basically from there, we had the shutdown in 2020. So about March 2020 is when they shut down the borders to Canada. So I couldn't even go over there anymore. So it kind of sucked. But at the same time, like I said, I just had to figure it out, you know? Right. So at this time, it was 2020, pandemic had started. Usually I stayed with my grandma. Shout out to my Nana, because she was like my number one fan. You know, my Nana and my papa were my number one fans. They believed in me through and through. Unfortunately, my papa passed in 2016. So really it was just me and my Nana that was just locked in. But because of the pandemic, I didn't want to risk getting her sick or anything like that, because, you know what I'm saying, she was old. Right. So I decided to stay with my best friends, Sean, Mac, JT. And we kind of all just bunkered together at Sean's house for about, I want to say 2 months. About 2 months. We were just in there every day, all day, and just
chopping it up, huh?
being with them was priceless because, you know, coming up, we were always hang out, but then as life happened, we just kind of strayed away to doing our own thing. So in that moment, I got to get back to my core circle, and I felt kind of revitalized with my music and my passion of like, they were pushing me like, yo, bro, you've done a great job. You've done a lot of things people have not been able to do out here, but now you got to get out of here. Like, you've done
time for you to go
everything that you can, but it was that same feeling back in 2018. You got to get out of here. So crazy enough, and it's crazy because I'm skipping over a lot of the story, y'all. Like, I had a lot between 2011 and this point to where it was just like, man, like I even almost got signed by the drummer from Slipknot.
Okay.
Wow. I put it in the back of my mind because it was a bad time. But basically, like, he said that he wanted to sign us, me and Scholar, another rapper from PGM, in 2018. I packed up all my stuff, and then turned out we couldn't do it. And at that moment, I had a chance to still go out to Cali because, like I said, I had my ticket. I had everything ready to go. But something inside me was like, wait. So I decided to wait. Here it is 2 years later, 2020 pandemic. People are telling me like, yo, just go, bro. Just go to Cali. So I'd say in May, I had an opportunity to go out to Cali for a business meeting. And man, that changed my life. I'm gonna be honest with you. The business meeting took place at my man Dave's. I don't even want to say house. It's an estate.
Like a mansion, huh?
It was an estate, like big mountain down by San Diego and Escondido. He had like 50 acres of cannabis to one side. He had like a whole bunch of acres to the left. And like, I'm just standing on top of this mountain where his estate is at with the pool. And like, I cried, bro. Like, I literally just sat down, looked around like, bro, a Detroit kid from 7 Mile has made it all the way out to this multi-million-dollar mansion estate. And I'm seeing mountains. I'm seeing just things I've never seen before, bro. And it just felt so liberating. So
what a journey,
every
man.
time I think about it, man, it just gets me like, man,
that's a
beautiful moment. So at that point, I was just like, yeah, this is where I need to be at. And I kind of felt God just tell me like, yo, you're not going back to Michigan.
All right.
So, we're supposed to be leaving back to Michigan. This is the day of. We had about 4 hours before my flight. And a friend of a friend hits me up like, yo, I got somebody that has a room available in Simi Valley for rent. Do you want to stay there? And I'm like, yo, I got my clothes. I don't have all my clothes. I have some of them, and clothes are replaceable. But I have
buy more
studio with me. So at this point, I'm like, I got my studio with me. That's all I really need. I got the money income coming in. So we're going to rock it out, you know? So I made a move by faith. Ended up moving into Simi Valley around August of 2020. And that was dope because I got to a house and it was an apartment of 3 other musicians. So we kind of all were just collabing and they were kind of introducing me to the city. I got to meet a whole bunch of people and I just felt like where I needed to be. You know, I'd already seen the Midwest. I've already did that. But like being in California, every day was a new experience. Every single day. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to so-and-so's house and this celebrity was there. And it's like, like I was that close to it. It's like, yo, this is really attainable. You know what I'm saying? So, excuse me. At the same time, I had met somebody down there that I was talking to and building a relationship with. Around January, I want to say. January of 2021, I actually had an altercation with the musicians because it was just, you know, different mindsets. And, you know, it is what it is. But long story short, I ended up moving in with the lady that I was talking to at the time. And she was staying with her parents out in, what was that city? Fillmore, out in Fillmore, California. So it's a little bit up the coast. And basically, I was still making music, you know, and I had an opportunity to be signed by a label around March of 2021. So this label was, I don't know if you guys have heard of Ethica Music, but basically they have a huge line of like t-shirts and undergarments. Like a lot of the rappers wear their underwear or whatever. And Rick Ross had just become a part of the team. So I was like, yo, this kind of makes sense, you know? Like, so I tapped in with them. They signed me to a 90-day demo deal. And basically I was supposed to market the brand as well as market myself, you know? And then after 90 days, they said they were going to sign me to a full 2-album deal and we'd be locked in. So I was like, dope. At the same time, March 17th, 2021, I found out that the lady I was talking to was pregnant with twins. So at this point, I'm like, okay, it's time to lock in. Like, it's not about me no more. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty much just making as much music as I can, doing all these TikToks and trying to go viral and do all these things, right? So here it comes, July 2021. Basically, her dad had gotten a promotion down in Houston. So the whole family was moving down to Houston. In my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I'm waiting on this demo deal to finish so I can get signed. I get a signing bonus after the demo deal is done. So I talked to her. I'm like, hey, why not just stay out here? And then once I get the signing bonus, we'll be good, you know? And she had the faith. So we stuck it out there. Unfortunately, I did not get signed. They kept me on the shelf. The communication was horrible. They didn't respond to me at all. And we ended up being homeless from July 2021 until September of 2021, just running around trying to get in hotels, trying to find odd jobs. Thankfully, remember the meeting I was talking about earlier with Dave on that mountain? He had a cannabis company. So he actually was able to hire me in, and I was able to work for him day at a time. And he would just pay me day by day, and I would use that to pay for gas and pay for the car and pay for hotel rooms and all that. Man, it was a tough time, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. And to the point where her mom actually passed due to COVID in September 2021. So it was at that moment I'm like, all right, like this ain't right. Like this really isn't about me, you know. I wanted to get her down to her family in Texas because she deserved to be around them, you know. So I was like, all right, let's pack it up. We put everything we could into the car. Was able to get a little U-Haul and shot on down to Houston. So now it's about the end of September 2021. We had the kids successfully on November 10th, 2021. You know, they just turned 3 about 2 months ago. So that's a huge blessing. But it kind of brought me to a point where I felt like I was starting over. You know, I was in a brand new city. I didn't know anybody. I had twins now. So instead of just doing what I wanted and being able to explore and network on my own time, I basically was on lockdown 24/7, you know? So around January 2022, I actually reached out to an engineer I met through Ethica named Cartier, who had a studio down here in Houston called The Pharmacy. So I was able to start working there as an engineer, you know, just trying to bring in some money. And it was there I heard my boy J-Boy talking about NFTs. Now, mind you, I had heard about NFTs, I'd say back in 2020 with my boy Gino the Ghost. We went to school together, like when we were younger. And he had been talking a lot about NFTs. He had gotten a mutant, you know, he was talking about how he works his way up there. And I was just confused because I was like, bro, what is this? A picture is worth all this money? Like, I don't get it, you know? So fast forward, like I said, it's 2021. I learned about NFTs, and J-Boy told me to hop into Spaces. So I'm like, okay, let's see what this is. Mind you, I was in Clubhouse before. That was not my wave because it just felt like it was a whole bunch of people that knew everything, just trying to talk over everybody. And maybe I just wasn't in the right rooms, but for me, it just wasn't the wave. So when I hopped in Twitter Spaces, I was a little bit skeptical. But, you know, when I first got in Twitter Spaces, it was a lot of positive vibes. It was a lot of people just sharing their stories, people trying to uplift each other. You know, I learned a lot about manifestation through those beginning spaces, and just it's all about your mindset.
Mindset. Yes.
Facts. And at that point, I'd say around, what was that, April of 2022, I learned about music NFTs with Violetta Zeroni and Sammy Arriaga. And basically, it was mind-blowing to me, first off, that I could be in a Twitter space, play my music to people all over the world for free. Yeah. And then I didn't have to leave my house. I didn't have to go pay $25 to do an open mic in front of a whole bunch of artists that don't even care about me or want to hear me. I didn't have to pay $250 for this influencer to get put on a playlist and to have meetings with such and such and consultations. Like, no, you just use your phone, you use your laptop, you phone up to the speaker, and you play your music. And the growth that was coming from that and the people that were just interested in what I was doing was amazing. But then on top of that, now it's a factor to where I can upload my music onto the blockchain and nobody can take it down, number one. Number two, I have full rights to it, and I can decide what I want to do with it in terms of utilities for the holders, in terms of the price, the quantity. Like, I truly was in control, no middleman. I love that. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, let's get it. Because I was tired of looking at my Spotify playlist and my Spotify income making like $10, $15, $30 a month. And versus, okay, I can drop a music NFT and reinvest those funds into myself to be able to drop a music video, to be able to get DJs to play it, you know, instead of having to work my 9 to 5 and use a portion of those to do that. So that's what really helped bring my vision to life. I did not. Yes, you are the creator of your own universe. Whole facts, Mr. Andraki. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Basically, like I said, when I got into space, I was a twin dad, fresh, didn't really have any income coming in. So I started making theme songs. And, you know, it started as like, I'll do a theme song for an NFT. You know, I'll do a theme song for this. And it just started a snowball effect. You know, I did one song, 1 turned to 5, 5 turned to 10. And now here we are 2 years later. I've made over 145 theme songs for communities and companies in Web3. And it's been nothing short of just being able to collaborate with all these people, you know what I'm saying, and be able to make a vibe for them that they can share to their friends and family and be proud of, you know what I'm saying, that represents their NFT and their community. So basically now we're going down to about, I'd say it was December 2022. I had gone to a couple of NFT conferences. I'd done a couple of performances, and I was down at Art Basel. Around this time, a lot of people that have hit me up were asking me like, yo, bro, so when you gonna drop a project? You know, because we see this artist dropping one, we see this artist dropping one. When you gonna drop? And I'm like, patience, you know, because I just got there. Like, I was still fresh, still learning. I didn't want to just drop something to drop it without knowing what the technology actually was, without actually knowing the full spectrum of what my community wanted, you know? So I was just like, I was still learning. And I was at the UVR down at Art Basel, and one of my friends came up to me with a beer in his hand, like, and asked the same question, like, yo, we gonna drop that project, homie? And I'm like, you know, same answer. I was like, you know, I'm still learning. I want to make sure it makes sense. I want to make sure I'm bringing you guys value as well as the space, and it's something that could be long term. And he just like cut me off. He's like, look, man. Put his arm around me. He's like, look, man, sometimes you just got to have an open mind. Just do it. Just have an open mind, trust yourself, and just do it. You're always going to keep learning something. You're always going to be, you know, just do it.
Yeah.
And that's when a light bulb kind of just went off in my head. Like, bro, open minds. Have an open mind. Like, that's my whole ethos. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that people have an open mind so they can understand that, like, yo, there are so many things out here available to you. You don't even know what you could be great at until you find it, until you try it. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what gave me the motivation to launch my project, Open Minds. I got the art done by the one and only Dino Belli. He had actually done the art for Styles P Pharmacy Phantom collection, as well as he had his own collection called Snuggle Buddies. So I wanted to create a project which not just was an album, you know, but it also was a reminder to all the community to keep an open mind, to remember that you are a one of one. You have something to offer the world that nobody else can offer, you know, and that you are special. And if there's any way I can help with that, developing that, or, you know, executing that, that's what I'm here for. So I dropped Open Minds in July 2023. It was 1,110 editions. 1,000 of those were available to the public. 100 of those were reserved for Real Game Music Pass holders, which was my like ultimate Genesis, basically music pass, which gets you like a whole bunch of utilities. And 10 of those were reserved for the team. Right now, we are sitting at about, I believe last time I checked, 94%. So we have about 51 more mints until, 59 more mints until we are all minted out. And
let's get those babies minted out, guys. Let's do this. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, it's been a marathon for sure. It's been a marathon, man. But at the same time, it's been nothing short of a blessing. I've been able to perform at NFT NYC this year. I got the headline with Styles P last year. And just the people that I've met in this space and their spirits and the relationships I've built, it's nothing short of a blessing, you know, to be able to be called a pioneer. You know, like, for so many times I felt like I was just following, you know, I knew I was a leader, but I just felt like I was just following trends and all this. And now to be in a place where people are calling me a pioneer and people are able to look at my blueprint in a sense and be able to make their own blueprint, like, it's nothing short of a blessing, man. So
it's one of those things. I mean, you lead, follow, or get out of the way. You know, you did your time, you learned the tech, and you applied it in your own way, and you found a nice niche, and, you know, just good things happen. You keep grinding, right? Always keep grinding, never give up. And that's a true testament. But yeah, sorry, keep going.
No, man. And what I see too is like with your sister, you had to grow up real fast. You probably had to grow up a lot faster than your peers. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. And
so you were like on a level where you were just like that much more mature. And then you spoke about like those moments where there's just that feeling and that vibe when you're in church and you're putting out some performance. And I think that's just when like I kind of think of us as like all individuals of light. And that we all have a different kaleidoscope of like a light that we shine, you know, and that frequency that we put off. And so in that moment, you were just like experiencing the light shining through you, and that people were vibing with that makeup of that makes you Nessie, you know what I mean? And so, you know, with that being said, I wanted to see if there's an opportunity where we could just kind of show some of the music real quick that I uploaded real quick of you. It's about a minute and a half of Nessie's work here. And I'll just, you know, for anyone who's watching live or on the replay gang, and also everyone that's watching, we got, you know, links in the description as far as where you can find Nessie. But here's some of that music right here.
Hey, driving in the summertime, feeling like a fresh prince. Hit them with the Kenny on the low, they ain't catch shit. Say they getting plays and they pay, yeah, I bet. Yeah, I bet. Down in Greek town, a couple girls, they be choosing. I ain't got to dance, but you know we be the movement. Throwing ass, roll it back for the groupie. Shout out to my OG at the store, selling Lucy's. Shout out to my exes trying to flex and say they knew me. Life is a game, but you know we getting to it. Left, right, let me see you do it. I just be coolin' with the gang, let them move with the waves. Say they smoking, but they drooling off the dang. Keep week, they gon' put my GG in the dirt. Down in H-Town, tryna make it work. If you as a man, gotta put your fam first.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Yo, it's crazy that you played that
Yeah.
first clip is
Yeah.
actually an unreleased song called Boss Baby. And
Okay.
every year, for the last 2 years, every time I go to Art Basel, I always shoot a visual. So the last visual you guys saw, 101, that was shot the first
can
year.
you edge here? You got open minds?
Yeah. So yeah, you've been going to Art Basel. We've heard a lot about it, you know. Okay, there you go. Yeah, he's pulling up some of your open minds there.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, man. Basically every year we oh my bad.
yo, Vetch, mic it down, man. He's getting into it.
My bad, Vets. I was just saying that every year I shoot a visual at Art Basel, and that first visual that you shot or that you showed, Boss Baby, that will be the song we'll be shooting visual for. So I'm actually dropping that sometime this weekend, and then the holders will be able to get exclusive access to the video shoot location, as well as they get an airdrop of the visual when it's done on chain. So if anybody's interested in that, definitely keep your eyes peeled. Put those noties on because I will be dropping that song sometime this weekend. So definitely tap in.
Nice.
I mean, this is why what you're doing is important, not just for music artists, for just all artists and creatives in general, because like you mentioned before, there is no middleman when it comes to all of this. It is you, the smart contract, and your audience. And for all creatives, like this is the innovation that's happening right now that all creatives and artists should be paying attention to. And yeah, for you to like take it this far shows like a true testament to like what you can do with this new blockchain technology and all that's gonna come from it. So yeah, this is very inspiring.
I appreciate it, man. Like I said, I'm just trying to help everybody realize that, like, yo, you can do this. You are special, whether it's music, teaching, nursing, whatever you have a passion for, you know what I'm saying? You are made to do something. So like by any means, go get it, go after it. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever let anybody tell you no and let that be the end. It's just one door closed when there's a billion other doors waiting to be open, you know? So it's a blessing to be here, man, and I'm excited to take it even further.
You know, I think a lot of people wait for things to be perfect, and I think you mentioned it where they wait for things to be perfect to take action, and you kind of came to that point where it's like, hey, I'm going to just take imperfect action and go along with the journey because it's taking that first step. You know what I mean? People just like they're waiting for everything to align, and sometimes it's like, you know what? Just get the shit done. Go for it. You know what I mean? And then, as things come, you can kind of offset and refine the process of making things better. And you've been through a journey. We've all been through journeys. Everyone that's watching at home or on the replay gang, we've all been through journeys. And like life is not just supposed to be all smooth. You get knocked down, you got to get back up. You shake yourself, off, and then you come back and you gain character. And what I could tell is you got a lot of character, you know what I mean? And these life lessons make you stronger. You know what I mean?
No, they definitely have, man. Like, especially being a twin dad, balancing being a twin dad and having this career has been the biggest, like, it's been the biggest fight I've ever had in my life, man, because it's like, it's just hard. I want to give my kids all the, like, they get priority, but then a lot of times I feel like I'm missing out on certain spaces and I'm missing out on certain alpha. And I just put this energy into open minds and my brainiacs, and it's a lot. But at the same time, like, it's just teaching me, like, yo, balance is key and you're here for a reason, So whatever's in your control, give everything you can, If it's not in your control, just let it be. All you can do is just take it day by day and give your best efforts. And at the end of the day, the efforts are going to be shown and they're going to be recognized. That's the whole reason why I'm on this show right now, So it's a blessing to have people like you all over the world being able to give me flowers, while I can still receive them and understand that, like, yo, you are a part of something huge and people see it and they recognize it and they respect it. So thank y'all.
That's right. Hey, Ness. So I don't know if you remember, it was probably about 6 or 7 months ago that I spotted you, and I thought, you know, I had no idea who you were or what you were doing about your music. Your freaking story is incredible, dude. And also twin dad, a little bit older than you. I've got grandson now, but dude, congratulations on you and your life and all the struggles that you went through to get through to who you are. I mean, you had to go through everything, every single thing to get to where you're at today. And obviously, I reached out to you hoping that we could collaborate in some way, knowing, and look, you're debuting on our show the first ever time that we've actually reached across blockchain, because we're primarily, pulse chain here in this ecosystem, but we came from Ethereum. And, I was looking for artists who wanted to come and collab with us, and I had no idea who you were, dude. And I'm just grateful that something like greater than myself is working in my life. We've seen it the whole 8 months that we've been working, like the serendipity that happens with every single creator and person that's involved with us. It's just something is happening that's greater than ourselves. And I'm just grateful that we got you on the show and looking forward to working with you at some point. And I don't know what that looks like, but definitely, bringing Ethereum over and bringing the Pulse Chain light to people on Ethereum who have no idea what we're doing over here. We need people like you who have, been through the trenches, on ETH that understand, the high fees, slower transactions. Like, we want to make a big impact, and we need people like you to do it. So I appreciate you coming on. We appreciate you very much, sir. Thank you very much. And your incredible story, man.
Thank you. Thank you, man. All love. Like I said, I'm here to keep an open mind. I definitely have been looking at different other chains to drop on. Recently, I dropped an album, a 20-track album on Solana called To Solana With Love. I also dropped a couple of drops on Base and Optimism as well. So I would love to look into Pulse Chain, as well as been looking into XRP as well. But Pulse Chain, I got to get on there for sure. So let's make it happen.
Yeah, we're gonna make it happen, man. Like, we got a crypto merch store that we haven't released yet, and it's cross chain. The entire catalog is gonna be everything, because we're not just trying to be like in our own echo chamber, but at the same time, we know that we have something special. And so by us reaching across chain and going into other camps and like vibing with them, but then also just kind of incorporating other people from other chains to come over and hang with us too. And I think that's where things are going, where it's gonna like these walls and these chains are going to like kind of melt away, and we're all going to just vibe in this crypto space, because things are happening in the next, I don't know, in the next 2-3 years. Shit's going to get wild in crypto. And I truly believe that between like art and music and merch and all these things that capture the culture and the vibe of the people is going to be what's going to really shine in crypto also. It's not going to just be about tokenomics and, backwards jinjitsu code that's crazy. It has to resonate with people on a real level. And that's where it's like that meshing of just like people come together about things that they can actually like, they know music, they know art, they know, swag, you know what I mean? And that's where we want to push, you know what I mean? We want to collaborate with people in that lane, you know what I mean?
Whole facts, man, because without culture, what's the space?
Right.
Like a lot of these communities, when I first got in, a lot of those artists would be in those communities, and then they would pull us in on their mint days and be like, yo, can you pump us up? Yo, can you get us pumped? And you know what I'm saying? Like, it was great. I'm not taken away from it, but at the same time, it really had me realize, like, yo, we are the trendsetters of this space. You know what I'm saying? We are the ones that bring in normies and be like, oh, you make music, but you're in NFTs. How do I learn more? I've had that happen so many times, versus just showing them an NFT that I own, be like, hey, I own this. And they're just like, how's a picture worth that much? So it definitely is. It's a new wave. It's a new time, and we're still early, crazy or not, believe it or not. It's a blessing to be here, man. And I'm excited to just push it as far as I can to make you guys proud, and to make this something that literally is life changing to not just me, but my lineage, artists, collectors, community members, and just the whole ecosystem.
Man, I appreciate you coming
sure,
on. I'll probably swing things off here in about 5 minutes because we try to keep, just like we've set up a little blueprint for what we're doing on the shit show where we try to keep it 45 to an hour just to like respect everyone's time, because I feel like that's the recipe that we want to kind of go with. And we do it Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we've been cooking for a minute. I mean, here you are on episode 35. We got ourselves, a fully booked, next week. It's going to be a short week because we got Thanksgiving on Thursday. So we'll cut it off on Thursday and do no show. But like, we got a boy coming on Wednesday that does music out in LA also. And then we just got ourselves an open mic on Monday, and then Tuesday we got ourselves a Black Sheep coming on. So I appreciate you coming on, man. And I don't want it to be the last time because I want to collaborate with you behind the scenes and start working and cooking, because Oka over here also does, NFTs and music, and he chops it up. He's over in Chicago doing his thing. And I just feel like this is the vibe that we need to start pushing out to crypto and just start networking. You know what I mean? So
definitely, man. It's all about collaboration. All about collaboration at the end of the day. You can't get where you want to by yourself, Right. So, and he's from the Midwest. So, we definitely got to link up.
Yeah, I was about to say, we definitely got to stay connected because, I'm about to take my music journey more serious like next year. So, if I have any questions, I'll definitely hit you up.
You got any kind of like closing statements for the next 2 minutes where you want to obviously everyone check it out in the description. You can find Nessy. Obviously there's going to be more coming, but like anything you want to kind of shine to the community.
Man, number one, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to be here. Shout out to the shit show once again. Yeah, definitely got to come back on another time. We got to do a round 2 for sure. Yeah. Open minds is still minting. If you guys want to tap in, there's 59 mints left until we're minted out, and each mint comes with a free plushie. So definitely tap in, as well as other utilities as well. If you want to tap in with my pin tweet, there's a Discord link that has all the info that you need. My DMs are open as well. I'm just a human being, just like y'all. I'm not no big-headed whatever. So definitely hit me up if you want to talk. I do have visuals on YouTube as well as music on streaming platforms. So if you're ever looking for me on a certain platform, just type in nessytherilla. I should pop up. And lastly, I will be performing once again at Art Basel this year. Nice. Still working on a couple of performances in terms of I'm waiting on the contracts to come through, but I am confirmed to be performing at Zauchella, which will be December 6th at UVA. So shout out to Zauchella. That's going to be a movie. I will be performing some unreleased songs. So nice. To see you guys there. And then, once again, I'm dropping the song Boss Baby this weekend. So if you hold Boss Baby Music NFT, you will get the exclusive access to the video shoot location, as well as you will be able to get an airdrop of the visual once it's dropped for free $99. So definitely tap in with me. Like I said, hit my DMs if you got any questions. And I hope everybody has a great day. Love and light to everybody. And always remember, keep that open mind.
Definitely. It's nice hearing from you.
Yeah, I appreciate everyone hopping on here. Y'all have a great day. Take care.
All right. Take care.
Hey, thanks everyone for tuning into the shit show. Yes, we will be back on Monday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We will have ourselves this video right here.
King Pooey's on the rise. By the dip, don't think twice. Bull run, shining bright. Every block, we're minting gold. This story's never old. Charts on fire, feel so prime. To the moon, it's our time. Stacks of cash, night, it's sublime. Crypto dreams, let's ride, let's ride. Ride! King Pui, never die.
Nice. Thanks everyone for tuning to the shit show. I hit you with an outro on this one for Nessie. Nessie, thanks to you for joining the shit show. We will collab and we will do our thing. Hey, let's make crypto great.
In the land of Pui, where the tokens play, the true heart's the king, leading the way. Install the day, golden and grand, for his dear mom in this magical land. King Pui, where memes and DeFi meet. Flush your doubts away, feel the crypto beat. In Pui land, where laughter's the key. Join the kingdom now, come and see. Tokens down the drain, not lost but found. In the kingdom of Pui, where riches is found. Richard heart reigns with the scepter so bright, turning waste into wealth with all his might. King Pui, where memes and DeFi meet. Flush your doubts away, feel the crypto beat.